The Last Supper is a painting by Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci housed by the refectory of the convent of Santa Maria del Grazie in Milan, Italy. This depicts the final meal shared by Jesus and his disciples in an upper room in Jerusalem, the occasion of the institution of the Eucharist. The Last Supper depicts a specific moment in time. It illustrates the first few seconds after Christ told his apostles that one of them would betray him before sunrise. Looking across the picture from left to right, Bartholomew, James Minor, and Andrew form the first group of three. All are aghast, Andrew to the point of holding his hands up in a stop gesture. The next group is Judas, Peter, and John. Judas's face is in shadow and he is clutching a small bag, perhaps containing the 30 pieces of silver he received for betraying Christ. Peter is visibly angry, and a feminine-looking John seems about to swoon. Christ is in the middle, the calm in the midst of the storm. Thomas, James Major, and Philip are next, Thomas clearly agitated, James Major stunned, and Philip seems to be seeking clarification. Finally, Matthew, Thaddeus, and Simon comprise the last group of three figures. Matthew and Thaddeus turned away to Simon for explanations, but their arms are stretched out towards Christ. In The Last Supper, the figure at Christ's right arm does not possess an easily identified gender. He's not bald, or bearded, or anything we visually associate with masculinity. In fact, he looks feminine. As a result, some people, like the novelist Dan Brown in The Da Vinci Code, have speculated that Da Vinci wasn't depicting John at all, but rather Mary Magdalene. And that she is the Holy Grail. And am referring to Mary Magdalene and AV symbol of a chalice known as the Holy Grail. The Da Vinci Code would have us believe AV for the shape of a womb. Leonardo da Vinci reveals the truth about Mary Magdalene and Jesus' relationship in his painting. Through his painting, Leonardo da Vinci tells us that Da Vinci Jesus is a human. Some researchers says that the artist left a prediction about the end of the world in his painting in March 21, 4006. To come to this conclusion, the researcher deciphered the mathematical and astrological quote of the painting. That's not the only mystery of Last Supper. The novel of Dan Brown suggested that Mary Magdalene is sitting to Jesus's right, instead of John the Apostle. If she is moved and positioned to the left of Jesus, her head is resting on his shoulder. Brown attempts to persuade readers that Jesus and Mary Magdalene were married. There was a baby on the dining table and it was claimed to be Jesus Christ and Mary's baby. Christ is reaching towards both a glass of wine and towards bread. This is the institution of sacrament. In the sacrament Jesus said, "Take this bread, for this is my body, take this wine, for this is my blood. And remember me." When the Jesus reaches towards wine and at the same moment Judas reaching towards the same bowl. Judas is the one who is going to betray Jesus. He is being paid 30 pieces of silver by Romans. He holds a bag of silver in his right hand, his face hiding in shadow. We zoom closer to Jesus Christ's head. We couldn't really find any holy symbols. Da Vinci believed that nature was God and the only way to present his idea was to display it on his artwork, humanizing divine figures. Da Vinci tried to signify some sort of music relating to the church. Connect each bread piece holding by disciples, the breads as music dots, actually created a legit piece of church music. Many believe that the 12 apostles also represent different zodiac signs and that Jesus represents the sun itself. Thomas, the twin three, is part of the trio of airy signs. Philip, stretching towards Christ while gesturing with both hands towards himself, seems rather Venusian. Long hair, no beard, almost reminiscent of paintings with Venus literally in them. His actions also suggest balancing, characteristic of the Libra sign. James, in the middle of Thomas and Philip, acts shocked. He rounds out the thought and chatter of the other two apostles, symbolizing air signs. His importance and stature in the group of apostles 4 is also consistent with Saturn, the classical ruler of Aquarius. At the far right of the painting, Simon the Zealot symbolizes the Mars-ruled Aries sign well, via his reputation 5 and even his tough-looking countenance. Thaddeus Jude literally has a flame, fire, as his symbol, and he appears as oldest of the fire trio. In the scheme of mutable fixed cardinal, he is in the middle and represents the Leo sign. Matthew defaults to Sagittarius, but a convincing link to Jupiter's sign is that he was a publican 6, which demanded education and dedicated involvement with the expansive Roman Empire. The Earth signs are intriguing for different reasons. James the Less, representing Taurus in the middle of the far left earthy trio, might actually be Leonardo 7. Leonardo was a Taurus Sun 8, and perhaps his own likeness and persona was duplicated in his painting. Andrew appears rather shocked and nervous by Christ's announcement. As he appears, imagining that his Virgo sensibilities have been shaken up is not difficult. Bartholomew, on the outer left of the painting, seems a bit dour and definitely concerned. He is the Capricorn sign.